Things don't always go smoothly. Sometimes things don't go the way we expect, and our software needs to handle bad things gracefully. Java's support for that uses special objects called exceptions. An exception is a situation that shouldn't normally happen and that will require special handling. We can capture the details of what happened in special objects that are called exceptions. And you've seen some of these already. Remember those string index out of bounds exceptions in stage 8? When our code detects that an exception has occurred, it captures the details in an object and then throws that object. We do that with a throw statement. The throw statement requires that we include the object that captures what happened. So in this example, we are using a new statement to create the exception object, and then using the throw statement to send that object back to whatever code called the current method. In this example, we're trying to divide two integer variables, but we have to worry about dividing by 0. So we check to see if the divisor is 0. If it is, we throw a divide by 0 exception. That will stop the execution of the method, so we never execute that division that would have gone awry. So the throw statement is a bit like a return statement because it stops the current method and jumps back to the calling method. However, instead of passing back a return value, it passes back that exception. That means that the calling method is going to need some code to deal with what's being tossed back at it. We'll talk about handling exceptions in the next lab. For this lab, it'll be enough to be able to throw them. If a method might throw an exception, we have to admit it up front. We have to add a throws clause to the declaration of the method, warning anyone who calls it that we might throw an exception at them. The compiler will use that to make sure that the places where the method is called either handle that exception or throw it on to whoever called them. Since we are following TDD, we need a way to test to see if an exception was thrown. We do that by adding an expected attribute to the @test notation. This specifies the type of exception that we expect to see. If the test completes without seeing that exception, JUnit will mark the test red and count it in the failures.